This is Sibongile Ziambo and it's time for Zodiac News, the headlines at this hour. Inadequate funding for operations of the judiciary in the country is a concern to the Women's Legal Resource Center. Water problems in Ilongwe City appear to be here to stay. There is a whole lot of work to be done before things change. The Organization of Nurses and Midwives in Malawi has backed the idea of health insurance for citizens. And in sports, Big Bullets get a 450,000 kwacha fine for offences during Casby quarter-final game against Mafco. Those are the headlines, now the news in detail. The Women's Legal Resource Center, WOLEC, has expressed concern that a bigger chunk of what Parliament allocated to the judiciary in the just-ended sitting of Parliament is for wages and salaries. The judiciary was allocated 4.8 billion kwacha, out of which the centre says a mega 1 billion is what has been allocated for operations in the judiciary. Here with Tadaka Lizera for the details.
President of the Organization of Nurses and Midwives, Dorothy Ngoma, says government does not have enough resources to manage public hospitals for the 16 million population of Malawi, as the citizenry do not pay any fees when accessing hospital services. Mrs. Ngoma says the money that government subsidizes for one person when broken down is close to $20, approximately over 10,000 kwacha per year, which she said is a lot of money for a poor country like Malawi. She said, therefore, Malawians should take an active role in taking care of their health by paying user fees in form of health insurance at the lowest rate possible.
Malawians, we don't pay anything for the public health services. We rely on the money that government gives to various institutions, and that money is not enough. There are 16 million or 17 million of us in this country. That money, if you break it down per person, it's only $20 per year per person. That's very little money to buy drugs. As part of a solution, all Malawians should take responsibility of their own health. If every Malawian had health insurance, it doesn't matter how small it is, would be contributing extra money to that pocket.
Mrs. Ngoma also said lack of committed leaders is another reason to why drugs are being stolen in the country's hospitals and maintenance works not being carried out. She said avoiding this can save Malawi from the drug shortage crisis.
We need to sort out the issue of leaders in these health institutions. Do we have really strong leaders, people who are not going to steal drugs from the sick or steal money that pays for fuel for the ambulances? We need committed servants willing to protect the poor in this country. So you find that even for all the shortages, even the equipment that are broken, if you go around, it's like you don't have leaders in these institutions. Simple things that should be maintained, they are not maintained. So that aspect of really having committed leaders would go a long way, making sure that we have enough money to pay for the drugs, to pay for maintenance, to pay for patients' food, pay the human resources that we need.
The health sector is one of the sectors that are facing numerous challenges in Malawi. However, some sectors are against the introduction of user fees, saying they would not be affordable for the majority poor. Government says it is still consulting relevant stakeholders on the matter. For Zodiac, I am Tadala Kalidzira reporting.
Over 1 year after the election to Parliament, members of Parliament are still being drilled on their work, and the Malawi Institute of Management says there is evidence of positive responses to the trainings the MPs are getting every season. At the start of the 2 weeks fourth cohort of MPs trainings at MIM Inilong on Monday, Director of Strategy and Business Development, Dr. Maggie Sikwese, said MPs are now able to better scrutinize the national budget due to the trainings. Jacqueline Hema reports.
The most recent sitting of Parliament saw members of Parliament engaging in highly charged debate on a number of issues, in some instances rejecting or disapproving other government plans like bills. This demonstrated a passion to fulfill their oversight role on matters of national interest. However, to effectively fulfill this oversight role, the legislators require added skills. Hence, they have engaged the Malawi Institute of Management, MIM, to train them on an ongoing basis. At the start of the fourth cohort of these trainings in Ilongwe, Director of Strategy and Business Development at MIM, Dr. Maggie Sikwese, says the trainings are helping MPs to effectively scrutinize matters.
In terms of the response from the MPs, I think you can see that the last budget sitting, There was close scrutiny of the budgetary items, and the members of parliament exercised their oversight quite well. So we feel that part of that is due to the training that we've been providing here at MIM.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Richard Msowoya, also acknowledged the improvement in the way business is conducted in the House following such trainings.
We as leaders of Parliament or of the National Assembly have seen an improvement in how members conduct themselves and how they conduct business in Parliament, and we attribute some of that improvement to trainings like the ones we have had before. And I have no doubt that this training will also sharpen the honourable members that are here for them to conduct business in a proper way.
The 2 weeks training is the 4th one, and it will see MPs grilled on how best they can play their oversight role to government and the general conduct both in and outside the August House. For Zodiak, this is Jacqueline Khema reporting.
Malawi plans introducing a scholarship program exclusive for people with disabilities in order to increase the access to vocation training. Disability and Social Welfare Minister Patricia Kaliati says the scholarship will be jointly administered by her ministry and the Technical Entrepreneur and Vocational Education and Training Authority, TVETA.
We've discussed with the TVETA and the Minister of Labour and Manpower that together we can coordinate and implement government policies where we need to look into the welfare of persons with disability. We have a number of programs which we are having in our colleges in Malawi across the country. And we are having 20 spaces in each and every college where we need to train our persons with disability with a number of skills like the information technology. We have the designing, printing, mechanics, and also bricklaying, automobile mechanics, and all those that our persons with a disability are supposed to be trained in. What we are looking forward as we're going to be doing the assessment, we'll see where we are going to, which college, which is not even disability friendly, and what type of what the status of disability of this person, where we can put in A college or in B college or in W college. So this is what we are going to be doing as we are looking forward to make some of this building to be disability friendly.
Police in Lilongwe claim that crime has lately come down by 5% in the city and have attributed this to increased access to information on crime being offered by members of the public. Deputy Police Commissioner Jimmy Foster Gama said this to reporters in Lilongwe. He says because of the information from the public, some hardcore criminals have been arrested. The full story with Charles Wahara.
Police Deputy Commissioner Jimmy Foster Gama says the crime rate in Lilongwe has been reduced by 5% following recent arrests of suspects in the capital city. Mr. Gama explained that police have also arrested some suspected criminals in areas such as Jinsapo, following tips from members of the general public. He added that the arrests include that of Tiesepo James, suspected gang leader of Area 36-based 11 Bongos.
In terms of frequency, I was just compiling my biannual report, crime instant report. There is 5% reduction of occurrences of crime in Lilongwe City and the Lilongwe district. But what we are worried now is these violent crimes which are causing fear. It could happen a month once, but that will be all over. And it will give an impression that situation is out of hand.
The officer in charge for Lilongwe Police has urged the general public to continue tip police on suspects to ensure peace and security of lives and property. Gama has also urged members of the general public to refrain from giving corporal punishment to suspects, but they should be handed to police and face the law. Charles Wahara, Zodiak.
The historic Hora Mountain in Mzimba, home to the annual Ngoni Culture event, Umteto, could become a tourism attraction site. Nkosiyama Kosimbera V says there are plans to construct a state-of-the-art hotel at the site. He says the Mzimba Heritage Association has hatched the plan to contribute to the economy. Our reporter Steve Zimba has these details.
Hora Mountain in Mzimba is commonly known for holding annual Ngoni event called Umteto. But Mzimba Heritage Association says the mountain will soon be a tourism attraction spot as they will construct various structures at this place. Inkos Yamako Simbera 5 said at this year's event that potential developers have already showed interest. According to the association, there will be a hotel and a house for the Ngoni leader. Already, there's this small village house and a crow, which signifies part cultural aspect of Ngoni people. Minister of Information, Mr. Kondwani Nankuma, said the government is willing to give a helping hand to Mzimba Heritage Association that has shown interest to promote tourism in the country. Ngoni people of Mzimba every year holds cultural activities like Umteto, and various Ngoni people are invited. And this year's event, Inkosi Yamakosi Gama of Songea in Tanzania was present. For Zodiak in Mzozo, this is Steve Zimba reporting.
A group of some MPs and senior members of the People's Party in the Northern Region yesterday expressed the desire that Party Vice President Kumbo Kachali should take over leadership of the party. This is coming in the wake that Party President Dr. Zbstv has been away in South Africa for over a year now, leaving the party without proper direction. Kachali, however, told our reporter in Mzuzu, Steve Zimba, that he remains the party's vice president and an active member. You're watching news from Zodiak, and I am Sibongile Jambo. We'll be back shortly.
Go wild with flavor. With its advanced and powerful stain removal properties, new Boom Bubble Plus brings out the best in your laundry. Whites are whiter and colors more vibrant. New Boom Bubble Plus washing powder brings out the star in you. Boom, and the dirt is gone.
Welcome back. The headlines in this AM News edition. Inadequate funding for operations of the judiciary in the country is a concern to the Women's Legal Resource Center. Water problems in Lilongwe City appear to be here to stay. There is a whole lot of work to be done before things change. The Organization of Nurses and Midwives in Malawi has backed the idea of health insurance for citizens. And in sports, Big Bullets get a 450,000 kwacha fine for offences during Casby quarter-final game against Mafco. Water supply problems to residents of Lilongwe City will not end anytime soon, as not much has changed by way of expanding storage of water or to deal with growing siltation concerns in Lilongwe in waterways. Lilongwe Water Board spokesperson Trevor Poya says the problem has been made worse by sharp rise of the population of people in the city. Here's Veronica Mwari with a full report.
Rise in urbanization due to people in search of better opportunities, and of course the rise in births of new people, is expanding the population of the city of Lilongwe, and with it, need for increased service delivery. At the Lilongwe Water Board, officials now are grappling with the need for extra 20,000 cubic meters every day for a city that requires 120,000 cubic meters of water every day passing to satisfy residents. At the moment, Lilongwe Water Board supplies 100,000 cubic meters every day. Mr. Trevor Poya speaks for the Lilongwe Water Board.
Currently, we are able to run to the maximum capacity. As a board, we have a maximum capacity of 95,000 cubic meters per day, but we are maximizing our production that we are able to produce 100,000 cubic meters. But so to say that the demand of the city as of now stands at between 110 or 120 cubic meters per day. So you can see that we already have a deficit of around 20,000 cubic meters. In this case, even though we can run our production to the maximum, still we will not be meeting the demand. This is the reason why some other areas will be meeting still some water supply challenges. Although we make sure that they don't have to experience extended water, intermittent water supply, but there are those challenges. Suffice to say that we are currently doing a project of treatment plant extension, which will be finished very soon, and I think in the next 1 or 2 months we'll be commissioning it. With that new treatment plant, we'll be adding 30,000 cubic meters production per day, which will take us to 125 total capacity of 125,000 cubic meters per day. Suffice to say that I think from this year to next year we'll be able to produce enough water that will be meeting the demand of the city of Lilongwe in the short term.
Meanwhile, residents of the city of Lilongwe continue to face problems accessing potable water as the taps are perpetually dry. The concerns have spread to even the international community, who are of the view that Malawi may not be able to provide the needs for all its citizens if the population continues to grow at the current rate. I am Veronica Male reporting for Zodiac.
In international news, the army in Nigeria has made 6 arrests after 4 soldiers and a policeman were killed in an attack by suspected pirates in the oil-rich Niger Delta on Friday. Security forces also recovered a cache of arms and ammunition in the raid on their camp, the army said. Authorities said gunmen in 4 speedboats targeted by military checkpoints in southern Bayelsa State on Friday. Piracy and organized crime linked to oil theft are common in the region. And now it's time for sports. The Football Association of Malawi FAM has fined Big Bullets 450,000 kwacha for 2 offences during the quarterfinals of the Cosby Cup against MAFCO. The People's team has been fined for failure to use the dressing room and pitch invasion by its supporters. Details with Mike Bango.
On August 2, Big Bullets played MAFCO FC in the quarterfinals of the Cosby Cup and won 7-6 on penalties. Before the game, Big Bullets refused to use the dressing room assigned to them on the belief that the room was contaminated with juju. After the game, some supporters invaded the pitch to celebrate with the players after they win through shootout penalties. According to Football Association of Malawi, what Bullets displayed was unsportsmanship. For refusing to use the designated dressing room, the People's team has been fined 200,000 kwacha, while pitch invasion has attracted a fine of 250,000 kwacha. The fines have to be paid before Big Bullets' next official match. Bullets will play Silver Strikers on Saturday in the Cosby Cup semi-finals at Kamuzu Stadium. Meanwhile, Big Bullets Vice General Secretary Kevin Moyo has since said they will not contest the fine. The association has since reminded all teams to educate their supporters to prevent them from unsporting behaviors. For ZBS in Lilongwe, this is Mike Bango.
And lastly, Malawi netball queens are playing against Uganda in the 2015 Netball World Cup, which is currently underway in Sydney, Australia. And that's all we had for you this morning. But before we go, another look at the top stories once again. Inadequate funding for operations of the judiciary in the country is a concern to the Women's Legal Resource Center. Water problems in Lilongwe City appear to be here to stay. There is a whole lot of work to be done before things change. And the Organization of Nurses and Midwives in Malawi has backed the idea of health insurance for citizens. In sports, Big Bullets get a 450,000 kwacha fine for offences during Cosby quarter-final game against MAFCO. My name is Ibongile Ziambo. Thank you for watching and good morning.